All right, here we go. Get some of these good vibrations going to start off with. So much exciting stuff happening right now. We came here for this, even if it feels a little bit intense. Your breath and your presence is your key. Just going to wait a minute or two for people to come on. Let's go with a little bit of this flute. All right. Are you excited? We're going to dive in to some of my favorite topics today. And if you're interested in manifesting more of your desired reality, you may find this valuable. We're going to talk about focus and alignment amidst all the distractions. And I know many of you are super excited, like I am, riding the waves, because I see your posts and I receive your messages and I see all the wonderful reveals and exposures and disclosures that are being shared on Telegram and Rumble and BitChute, and the things that have been dropped in just the last 48 hours that many of us have known about and been waiting for. So there's so much good stuff happening right now. And if you're tuning in to right now, or you're watching the replay and you're going, I'm not happy, I don't see any good stuff happening where I'm at, then I invite you to maybe tune in and receive some of these downloads while you're breathing and becoming present. Because one of the things that keeps us stuck in the 3D matrix is distractions and lower vibrational frequencies. So it's perfectly normal to see something in the external and have a reaction, especially if what you're seeing doesn't align with your divine sovereignty, which is love and kindness and compassion and unlimited abilities to create and manifest. And the 3D matrix has been set up to reinforce everything but that. So the way that we take back our power is through becoming present. And the number one way to become present is through our breath and through really tuning into our body and then smiling. No matter what's going on, smiling lets your body know that you're here right now, and it raises your frequency. And so these weekly Tuesday and Thursday lives are Q&As. So if anybody has any questions or anything that's coming up, this is an interactive transmission. So feel free to pop in your questions, your comments. And as soon as somebody starts to get it going, everybody else feels like, for some reason, it breaks the ice and gets everything going. So without further ado, I'm going to jump into the topics of really powerful self-mastery tools and concepts. And so it's really about beginning each day with an intention, as opposed to just waking up and allowing those 50 to 80,000 thoughts. Hey, Cheryl, great to see you. Allowing those 50 to 80,000 thoughts that want to start to run to take off. And there's nothing wrong with any thoughts. It's just that we've been programmed. And when I learned to consciously and intentionally program my day every single morning, as soon as I wake up, when my head's still on the pillow, and I realize that I've just come out of what we call the sleeping dream, because we're dreaming all the time. We're dreaming right now. And isn't it magnificent? We are in the most incredible vehicle ever created to get to navigate through this incredible dream. And we chose to do this. Even if we don't remember, and we're saying right now, there's no way I would have ever chosen to come down here and go through all this. I agree. I was there. I was ready to check out several times. And, luckily I didn't. And I didn't only because I didn't want to hurt other people. So what that pain did and those challenges did was drive me deeper to seek out answers. And I spent over 25 years buying all the top books and going to the 3-day seminars and all this stuff. And they're good. But I'll tell you what, the great news is right now is that it's simple and the tools are here. And with all the energies coming into the planet right now, people are waking up. Our cells are being activated. Our DNA is being activated. Our ability to manifest is quickening every single day. And you might go, well, I'm not sure of that. I've been trying. Well, don't try. Go, okay, all right. So what would I do? I wouldn't talk about how I've been trying to do it and it hasn't been working. I would go, all right, so what are the tools? Give them to me. Okay, so the tools are, in every moment, we are walking, talking, vibrating magnets. And magnets do one thing. They either attract or they repel based on the frequency of the magnet. So even if you're pissed off, you can go, okay, so what is pissed off, or what is judgment, or what is anger, or resentment, or lack of forgiveness do? It repels. It repels abundance. It repels love. So I can feel that in my body. So let's turn it around, because my goal is to attract these amazing higher frequency timelines. So how do I do it? I get playful. I get excited. One of the highest frequencies. I find every single thing I can to be grateful for, even if I'm low on money or I don't like my job or whatever. Okay, that's fine. Those are showing you where you don't want to be. So acknowledge that. And hey, Sarah, great to see you. So acknowledge that and go, all right, so what are the tools to shift out of it? Well, being pissed off aren't the tools to shift out of it. That's a beginning catalyst. Being triggered, that's cool. But when you're triggered, realize, oh, I just got triggered. What is this trying to teach me or show me about me? It's not about what triggered you out there. That's the gift. That's the gift. But the ego, the untrained ego, doesn't see it as a gift because the ego's trained to want to be in control and get pissed off. So yeah. So what is the gift here? All right. So when we awaken each morning, if we consciously, intentionally take time to go into 0 point, which 0 point means there's no thoughts running. So there's none of this, you might wake up and your mind might go, okay, I got to get up. I got to get the kids ready for school. I got to put on a pot of coffee. I've only got a half hour before I got to jump in traffic. That might be your truth, but that's carrying in yesterday's automatics or patterns into your 0 point. Okay. So you're going to get to all that. If you got to put on a pot of coffee, if you got to get the kids ready for school, and you're going to get to that. Because that's part of your daily routine, okay? Now that can be changed up. However, when we awaken, and I've tested this, so, and you don't have to believe me. Like my teacher, Don Miguel Ruiz, said, don't believe me, don't believe yourself, but try it out if current things aren't really working. So I decided to begin to wake up every morning and consciously create my reality. Consciously and intentionally with the highest excited magnetic frequency that I could generate. And in the beginning, it would fluctuate from day to day because I hadn't learned how freaking powerful this was. This is what they don't want you to do. This is your sovereign divine ability to create and manifest from an unlimited mindset. Tune into this word unlimited, because very few people that I know are actually tuning into it or actually believing that it's possible. Okay? Many of you heard me talk about the belief system, and I completely break it down in the book. If you don't have it yet, or you want to go watch all of the free YouTube videos on my YouTube channel, Portal to Awakening, it goes into this over and over and over, and it will create rapid shifts for you, I promise. So, the belief system is a tiny little prison. It's a bunch of agreements that came from, hey Sandra, great to see you. It's a bunch of agreements that we agreed to that came from our parents, our grandparents, if we had them. The school system, which teaches you what to think, not how to think. Obviously, the television, the news, history, which was a lie. Science is a complete hijacked psyop now. Some of it's true, but you see what's going on here, okay? So the key is to not get sucked into all the bad. It's all coming up to be cleared, and I promise you it's being cleared. There were some reveals in the last 48 hours on Telegram and BitChute and, I'm blanking. Anyway, huge reveals happening right now. They can't stop it. The light is one. So the key is consciously creating your reality with frequencies that are going to move you beyond the 3D matrix. What's the 3D matrix? Judgment, fear, lack, doubt, resentment, lack of forgiveness. Is there anybody that you Rumble? Thank you, Cheryl. BitChute and Rumble. Huge reveals. Watch the water. Type that in for one. Great stuff. Also, Stu Peters, who aired Watch the Water, but he has another one that he just did with a couple of doctors that will, it's indisputable. And it's very diabolical, but people need to see what happened. Yeah, absolutely. We came here for this. This is exciting. This is what we've been waiting for, okay? So, you wake up every morning, and here's the key. You must stop the thoughts from running. So how do you do it? I do it like this. I breathe and I love on every one of these trillions of cells. How many of you are consciously loving on every one of these trillions of cells every single day? I mean, really, spending at least a minute to 5 minutes, maybe a half hour, lying in bed and just breathing and smiling and loving for all the unconditional love that every one of these cells has done for you. I'm telling you right now, if you do this, this magnifies your frequency beyond anything I've ever found. It's also healing. Yeah. And allow yourself to receive and to be worthy. Because when you really understand your worth, you really don't need a lot to be happy. You don't want all that stuff you thought you used to want that would make you happy. It's not that important anymore. But then again, you can have it all. Abundance flows to you. You can have the house, the nice car, if that's what you want. I have less than I've ever had right now, but I have more than I've ever had. I have more freedom, more time to connect with people all over the world. The technology's here. You can do anything online right now. You don't have to go work a job if that's not resonating with you. And if you feel stuck or trapped in that, then reach out to somebody like me or somebody else that can help you get some clarity and navigate out of it. Because you can do it. I guarantee it. I help people do it every single week, and you're no different. And you've got gifts that you came into this planet with that you might think, well, nobody wants to hear what I think. Or, when I was writing my book, many of you may know, I've been a recording engineer and guitar player most of my life. I lived in my studio for almost 30 years. And when I started downloading what became Waking Up in the Dream, I never thought about putting out a book. Larry, my ego, would say, oh, you don't know how to write a book and everything's already out there. And I had read all the top spiritual books, but luckily I shared the notes for myself with a friend. And she said, yeah, you have to put this out. This is so simple, and it covers the main points that you have to do. Inner healing, dismantling the belief system, it's a tiny reactive limiting little prison that the ego wants to protect in order to feel safe. And there is no safety. Let it go. And then this third piece, consciously creating your reality every single morning without fail. Because if you don't, and you just wake up and you get out of bed and the 50 to 80,000 thoughts are going to start running, you may be really great at it. You may have already done this work, inner work. But I'll tell you, thank you so much, Marie. She's a rock star. We just started connecting. So, and thank you for all the kind feedback on the book and the videos and everything. I appreciate you. So, consciously creating your reality. And if you do this every single morning, and you must commit to it, it's easy. What if I told you that you could have anything you ever desired in the world, and all you had to do was every single morning take a little bit of time to love on every one of your cells, which is healing, to see your dormant DNA being activated. I actually say activate DNA. And I thank every one of these trillions of cells that's been unconditionally loving me since I've been in the womb. I don't know anything that's bigger than that. I don't know of anything that's bigger than that except for Mother Earth, who's been unconditionally showering us with love and plants and animals and food and resources and air and water and nutrients. And that's unconditional love. And that's what every one of these cells has been doing to you, no matter what shape you're in, no matter if you have an illness right now or something that's getting your attention to step back into your power. All of these cells are loving on you in every moment. And you don't even have to think about it. Purifying your blood, beating your heart, running trillions of functions right now that are allowing you to compute all this information in real time at the speed of thought while you're doing other things at the same time. You are a magical, unlimited master who is remembering right now. And may this reflection sink in and get you to go, oh yeah, I came here for this, even if I don't remember it, even if I don't remember it. So, you're lying in your bed every single morning. You're breathing. Even if the thoughts start running because you had a weird dream or whatever, use your breath to drop down into your heart. When you drop down into your heart after a few or several deep breaths and you smile, it relaxes your entire body. It stops the monkey mind from running all that energetic stuff. This is where you go into 0 point. I'm hyper. I need to take a couple breaths and even slow down. So this is where you go into 0 point. 0 point is when there's no thoughts running. It's just clear, like you're sitting on the edge of a stream. And if there is a thought, you're just watching it and observing it like a leaf floating down the stream. And you finally realize that you're super calm and you're still smiling and your frequency's up here now, and you go into playfulness and excitement and you're like, okay, now I can feel that I'm in 0 point. So this is a time to magnetize in all my desires. So how do we do it? Yeah, we think about what it is, we imagine it, but we don't go, I want, I hope, I wish, I'm trying, I need. Those are all weak ass spell words. They were put into the spelling system for a reason, because they do one thing and one thing only. They tell your subconscious that it's not here yet. And so it keeps it in the future. It keeps you wanting, needing, hoping, wishing, trying. No, that's 3D. The 5D way is to go, it's here now. Anything I desire, I feel it. The incredible people in my life, love, abundance, money, the car, the travel, the concerts, animals, whatever it is, my health, it's here now. And I feel it. And I don't let anything come in and go, no, it's not here. If Larry pops in, the ego, have you named your ego yet? I invite you to. So you can begin to see when it starts to play its little, I need control and safety game. And you can go, Larry, it's okay. We're going to switch shoulders now over to here. And we're going to start to have fun. And we're going to begin to play with the word unlimited. So we're lying in bed and we're healing and loving on our body, activating our DNA. One more piece. Are you playing with reversing your aging every day? Do you believe that's possible? Has anybody brought that to your attention yet? Do you believe that you can reverse your aging? Do you believe and accept that you are that powerful? And if you don't yet, and you're like, okay, then yeah, I invite you to think about it and begin to play with it. Because here's the deal, and here's why the belief system is a tiny little prison. If you do not believe that you can reverse your aging, or that money flows to you super easily, it's not going to. Why? Because you are creating your reality, all of it, with your beliefs. This is why the belief system is a prison, complete prison. And when my teacher got me to see that in 2001, my head exploded. I was like, oh my God, that's how they control everybody. Everybody takes on this tiny little belief system, and then if anything challenges it, the ego goes into reaction and gets triggered in judgment because it feels uncomfortable. It doesn't feel safe. So yeah, your belief system is a prison. And I invite you to dismantle it. And if you need a step-by-step, simple way to do it, here it is. Go grab the book for half price today on the website. Or go watch the videos on the YouTube channel. But the book gives you this beautiful 2-page PDF sheet that you print out and then you fill it out every night before you go to bed. It's not like homework. It's super easy. It takes a couple minutes and you will start to see the programs that are running, because the questions ask you, what came up for you today? What's triggering you? Did you go into judgment today? And you will begin to track all of your judgments and low vibrational thoughts. You'll go out and buy a clicker. And I'm telling you what, out of the over $100,000 I spent on courses, this is the fastest absolute way to see the program, to dismantle the program, and to undo them that I've ever found. And that's why I share this stuff, because it works, and because I use the tools every day for Jeff, and because right now I'm just talking to Jeff. I don't know if there's 11 people out there. That's what my counter says. I don't know. But I do know these are the tools and these are the keys. Rinse and repeat. You must create your reality consciously and intentionally every single morning, or you will just repeat the same old thoughts you've been running for decades. Inner healing. You must do the inner healing. And it's easy. It's so easy to do. It's just that nobody ever taught us how to do it. And the ego doesn't want to believe that we're wounded, so it's not going to look at that stuff unless it has to. And then after all these failed relationships and, alcohol abuse and all these things that we've done, and self-hatred and shame and guilt and triggers, and then we finally go, there must be a better way, there must be a better way, there must be a better way. And then when we stop being reactive and saying that everything out there is the problem, we begin to look within. That's when everything shifts. Most inner healing can be accomplished in a day. If that triggers you, I intend that it triggers you into looking at things a little deeper. I do this with people every month that go through the 30-day journey. And on one call, the very first call, we go into forgiveness, and we understand that every single thing that happened to us, even if it was horrific, and I journey with people that have been through the worst because they end up being the greatest teachers and healers. Rape, MK Ultra, people murdered in their family, abuse from their mother and their father, horrible stuff. But you must understand, all of this was part of our agreed upon soul contract before we came here. And when somebody first told me that, I was like, nah. Hey, James, great to see you. Hey, Sandra. Yeah, I pumped up this morning because I have to. Otherwise, I'll fall on my face. So I just have to roll with it. So many of you have heard me say a lot of the same stuff again. I just do it because these are the tools and they work. Okay? So we must do the inner healing. And the majority of inner healing comes down to understanding that, yes, everything that happened to us was part of our soul contract. And when you can get okay with that and go, okay, then what's the gift? What is the gift of the abuse that happened to me? Well, first of all, we're going to forgive every single person, because unless we do, we're the ones holding on to the poison. We must forgive. And actually, here's when you know you've mastered forgiveness and healing. When you can thank every single person. Now, that may be challenging if you were raped or abused or, MK Ultra, or I understand. But how do you know when your frequency is clear? For me, it's when I could thank everybody. My stepfathers for beating me, taking me out into the garage and slamming me with a long-ass piece of wood paddle, because that's what their father did to them. They thought they were teaching me, but that's how they learned. So in this incarnation, we are here to heal all this stuff. And don't feel like that's a big burden. The number one thing is just heal yourself. That's all you really got to do. Heal yourself, and then by doing that, you will help to heal the collective, because you'll be kind and loving to the people that show up. You'll be non-judgmental, because judgments don't exist in 5D and beyond. They can't. It's a lower frequency. Any judgments that we have, we realize that they're about us. Now, if you're still projecting that other people are doing things to you, that's something to look at. Now, this can be tricky because I just shared 2 of the biggest video drops on my Telegram channel that happened in the last 48 hours, and they're going to wake up the planet. It's all about the diabolical scamdemic that's been pushed onto people and the children. And there's a lot of casualties. And there's some really, really brave, incredible heroes that are coming up with absolute undeniable proof. And then people start to put the pieces together and go, oh my God, oh my God. Every single agency that's been in charge in all the governments around the world is owned by the dark. Every single one. From the CDC to the whatever, to the medical, to everybody. And they brainwashed most of the people. And so now this is coming into the light, okay? And it's going to blow up this week. It's finally here, okay? So the key is, have I forgiven everybody, including myself? Big, have I forgiven myself for all the stupid shit I've done, or all the shame and guilt? I used to hate myself. I used to look in the mirror and punch myself in the face. I used to have so much guilt. I talked about this on my last live, from masturbation. I was taught in Catholic school, you're going to hell if you masturbate. I mean, come on. I had so much guilt, I was ready to blow my brains out. And it was all bullshit from the Catholic Church, religion. to make me feel less than, while all the people up in the Catholic Church and the Vatican were doing horrific things to children. This is all being exposed to, and many of you already know about this. Okay? So the key is to stay on track. Forgiveness. Forgiveness of yourself and everyone else. Get to where you can thank them, and your frequency will start to go through the roof. So let me pull up some of my notes here. Yeah, man. I love it. Self-love, speaking to ourselves every day, playing with reversing aging, and seeing that it's already happened. Even if you don't necessarily see it when you look in the mirror. You know, you see some wrinkles, gray hair, whatever. I see it every day. You know, I'm a very visual, super targeted dude, I guess. It's one of my gifts. It's also has been one of my challenges, you know? So yeah. So I intend this is resonating. And also, while we're rolling on this, this is a Q&A. So if anybody's sitting back and has questions about what about this, I have this challenge, whatever, we're not going to go into all the dark, diabolical stuff. There's plenty of other places you can go to do that. But this is about stepping into our power, healing, consciously creating our reality from an unlimited mindset. How many of you play with an unlimited mindset? I don't really know that many people that do. I'm doing my best to scratch the surface of it. But I do consciously and intentionally create my reality first thing every single morning without fail. I will not get out of bed, even to go to the bathroom, without consciously and intentionally creating my reality, getting excited, loving on every one of my cells, and seeing anything I desire is already here now. It's never in the future. And in the beginning, if you have to trick your mind because your ego goes, oh, it's not here yet, you're just trying to do what he said, it never works. No, it works. It works if you align with the excitement of a little child's imagination. Little children don't have any doubts. That's why the first order of business in the school system is to squash that imagination and to teach children to sit down and be quiet, and then they feed them with all this unnecessary bullshit, and they teach them what to believe instead of how to think. The new school systems that are happening now are going to teach these tools. What's an emotional reaction? What is an emotion? How do you deal with them? And how do you consciously and intentionally create your reality? That's it. School's out. You don't need to go to school for 10 or 12 or 16 years to pay your way into the club so you can give up the best 65 years of your life. So then you can become retired. The other spell word, meaning to recycle, tired, you know what that means. That's intentionally done. That was intentionally created. It's not a mistake. So the new school system will be very short, very to the point. And then if somebody wants to go and study something else that they're excited about, then you can do that. And you can do it from your own home on the internet. You don't have to pay to go to any school. But if money's involved until that shifts over, then you can attract money because it just comes to you. It's so simple. It's just that the 3D matrix has been intentionally set up to keep people distracted, in judgment all the time. Republican versus Democrat, White Lives Matter versus what. It's all set up to distract you and keep you in judgment, fear, doubt, lack. So these are the tools. So who has a question? We got 13 people on here. Thank you for the love and the hearts and everything. Yeah. We got a couple people in the background. Chelsea, Cheryl, James, Sandra, Michelle. Perception shifter. I love that. Okay. All right. Cool. I'm a PE teacher. I have to teach kids to play without direction. Yeah. Really interesting. Okay. So my morning ritual that I just spoke about is first thing, non-negotiable. As soon as I realize that I've just woken up from the sleeping dream, which means, I just woke up. My head's still on the pillow. I just realized that I get another day. on the planet or in this dimension or whatever it is. This energetic field of coolness and unlimited possibility. So the very first, you might have just joined because I already went over this, but I'll do it again. First thing I do, immediately tune in and begin to love on every one of these trillions of cells that have been unconditionally loving me since I've been in the womb, purifying my blood, beating my heart. Yeah, so you can go back and watch this, but I love on every one of my cells. I smile, it relaxes my body, and I use my breath to stop any thoughts that are running. Because usually when you wake up, the thoughts start running. I got to get up. I got to go get the kids ready for school. I got to get ready to drive to work, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Okay, here's something you never want to believe. I'm the worst in the morning. Okay, so you're just programming your subconscious to make that your reality. I'm the worst in the morning. Even if you're joking about it, your subconscious doesn't know that you're joking. So you just program yourself to be the worst in the morning. Morning after morning after morning after morning. You getting this? I'm wonderful in the morning. I'm excited in the morning. And starting tomorrow, I'm going to do this every single morning, and I'm going to come back and watch this video on Jeff's free YouTube channel, and I'm going to start to utilize this stuff because I believe that this guy is sharing stuff that works. And again, don't believe me. Try it out for yourself. But then, once you've loved on every one of your cells for 5 or 10 or 15 minutes or a half hour, God forbid an hour, that you're lying in bed just loving on yourself. Healing your body from head to toe, thanking every one of your organs, every one of your cells for loving on you and serving you, thanking your fingers for being able to do all this magical stuff, play guitar, pick things up, rub your eye, massage your body. Then you create your reality and you envision anything you desire is already here now. It's already here now. It's never in the future. You never use words like want, hope, wish, try, difficult, hard, going to. All those words tell your subconscious one thing. It's not here yet. It's not here yet. And the subconscious can only do one thing, and that's take a direct order. Your desire is either here now or it's in the future. I wonder why they didn't teach you this in school. Figuring it out yet? Okay. So now you got it. And you don't need. Eliminate that word from your vocabulary. It's a spell word that tells you that it ain't happening. It's in the future. So we're going to replace need with intend. I am. It's here. Everything I ever desired. I'm magnetizing it to me. Yeah. Yeah, we wake up celebrating. Yeah, not in mourning. That's another spell word. Mourning, like at a funeral. mourning. So, got to be careful with these words. But for right now, don't worry about the words if you don't know them all. But I would invite you to come back and watch this transmission and write down those words. Try, want, wish, hope, need, difficult, hard. Eliminate that shit. You do never want to send those words or those messages to your subconscious ever again. They work against you. Yep. And I always capitalize AM. Boom. In the beginning, I am. I am abundant. I am healed. Whatever it is, you see it is here now. Even if your ego tells you, no, it's not here yet, you ask your ego to go sit in the corner and give it some love. It's just running its old program until you program it, and it sees that, hey, when I say that this stuff's here now, it starts to show up. Then your ego starts to get on board with you. 30 days or less. Change every single thing in your life by using these tools. Okay? Yep. So, any other questions? Come on, you guys. We got a rocking crowd here. We got 16 amazing people on here. Any questions? All right. Hey, Tammy, great to see you. So, I'm going to continue. Okay, so consciously and intentionally creating our reality. First thing in the morning. Non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. Okay? If you don't do it, and you have an excuse for why you're too busy to do it, don't complain. if you don't. Okay, centering when we get off the path. Great. How do we know when we're off the path? We had a judgment, a fear, a doubt, a worry, a low vibrational frequency. So when you use the tools that I'm speaking about and you begin to track this every day and write it down on the sheet every night, the daily tracking sheet, you begin to see the programs. And here's the beauty of it. You begin to quickly dismantle these programs that have been running for decades and decades. But here's the key. We cannot dismantle a program. Am I yelling? My microphone's all the way over here, and I want you guys to get this. So, okay, we cannot dismantle a program unless we can see it. You must be able to see it. Otherwise, the ego will just justify it because that's how it feels safe and it feels in its false sense of control. You've got to be able to see this. This is why we completely dismantle the belief system, which is a prison. It's a prison. Maybe not every belief, not if you believe that you're a sovereign divine being and that you're completely unlimited and that the universe is just showering you with abundance in every moment. Those are the only 3 beliefs I kept. But every other belief I had was a limiting belief. Okay, thank you, James. My volume's good. Okay, cool. Yeah, I am passionate. All right? So, centering if we get off the path. We notice the low vibration. We teach ourselves to do this. It's not difficult, people. Come on. If you want to change everything in your life, spend 30 days doing this. You'll continue to do it for the rest of your life. These are the tools. This is it. There's nothing else. After this, it's all about playing and having fun. That's it. That's what we were intended to do when we came down here. But this time, we knew we were going to have to shift some stuff, so we agreed to go through a certain amount of crap. But now it's time. It's here, 2022. This is it. The lid is being blown off. And anybody that's listening to this is a big player here. And that doesn't have anything to do with ego. I'm a big player. No, you're stepping in to your divine sovereignty and you're remembering that your imagination creates everything. So it's time to get playful like a little child. This all being serious shit, that's all 3D programming. All of it. Get rid of it. Dump it. Clear it. How do we know? We can feel it. It feels low vibrational. Work. Difficult. Hard. Try. Need. Want. It's all low vibrational stuff. You can feel it. And you're going to train yourself to feel it by using the tools or whatever other way you want to do it. If you got a faster way. You know? But the bottom line is consciously create your reality. And when you have a trigger or a judgment, no, it's about you. It's never about the other person. Never. They're your greatest teacher. The only time it's about the other person is if they are physically abusing or assaulting you, and then get the hell out of there. That's it. Zero tolerance. I have a mantra that's life-changing, and it's this. Anything less than love is unacceptable in my life and in my relationships. I invite you to write that down. Anything less than love is unacceptable, period, end of story. No exceptions, none, zero, never. Now, if somebody comes at me triggered or whatever, I have the tools. I'll mirror them one time. I'll go, oh, okay, you're triggered, okay. How about looking at this? And if they're open and they go, oh, thank you, because if you respond without being triggered, most people that are triggered, they expect somebody to respond with the same energy because that's what they're used to. But if you can calmly hold space and go, I can see that you're triggered right now and you're projecting judgment. Are you willing to look at that? And if they go, yeah, then I'll share the tools with them. If they go, no, then I'm like, out, you're out. Come back another time. Zero tolerance for anything less than love. Yeah. This stuff works. And I love how you spelled I am. You're paying attention. This is great. This stuff works. All right, so let's have some fun. All right, what do we got? As we ascend, what will happen to those who are in a low vibration? They'll have an opportunity to learn. That's it. Other than that, I know nothing. I don't know anything about ascension, where we're going, nothing. I don't know anything. I only understand direct experience. What I do know is frequency and vibration. And I've trained myself to feel that, and I teach everybody that goes through this journey to feel it, because there's nothing else. That's it. What's my frequency and vibration in this moment? What am I giving my focus and attention to? Because that's what you are attracting more of into your reality. That's it. End of story. It's that frickin' simple. Nobody needs to go to school. This is it. So, just mere love to everybody. That's it. And compassion. But zero tolerance for people that are harming or abusing. So that doesn't mean that we fight them. Yeah, if I have to stop or remove a pedophile or somebody like that, that hasn't come up into my field. But if I had to do it, I have no hesitancy. However, I don't attract that into my reality. But I have apparently played a role in bringing that into the light, because a lot of people didn't want to look at it. I grew up in the Catholic Church. I know that shit was going on. Nobody else wanted to look at it. For some reason, I saw it. Why did I see it? I don't know. I've been here before. I don't know. It doesn't matter. The bottom line is, we shine light on the dark without projecting judgment and shame and negative shit, because that's our stuff. When we can hold a frequency of the conscious observer at 0 point and just go, okay, so there's some bad stuff out there, so I'm just going to blast it with light. I'm going to blast it with light. If you're blasting it with judgment and shame and guilt, that means you're holding it. You're holding it. The external hologram is just a mirror. The external hologram is just a mirror to what we're holding inside. No, it doesn't mean that we're a pedophile or a murderer or a diabolical deceiver, poisoning everybody. No, but that's part of the collective, and that's coming up to be cleared right now. So, all right, cool. Yeah, everybody's our mirror. Everybody. So, any questions? Questions are great. Okay, so I'm going to go back into some topics here. Okay, remember now, this is really key. We are walking, talking, vibrating magnets in every moment, whether we're consciously aware of it or not. The magnet's on all the time. So, if you haven't done the inner healing, if you haven't forgiven everyone, if you're still holding a wound or shame or guilt or anger towards other people, guess what you're going to magnetize into your reality? These little dots, imagine their timelines, their events. They're all happening all the time. Okay? So if you're a magnet, how clean and clear is your magnet? If you keep attracting the same wrong person in relationships, there's a reason why. It's not because you're doomed or there's a spell on you. It's simply because there's some healing to do. That's it. And it's easy to do. You don't need to go see a psychologist or a psychiatrist week after week after week for years. They were brainwashed. God bless them. It's a trap. I'm telling you, you can heal in one day. Yeah, you might still have a memory of it. You can heal in a day or a week, or certainly in 30 days. I do it with people every month, even if they've been wounded for 6, 7, 8, even 9 decades. I journey with people that are 9 decades young. Here's another key. Never, ever again use the word OLD. Why? Because every one of your trillions of cells is consciously aware, and it's listening to every single thought and word that you speak, whether you're consciously aware of it or not. So, How many people here are doing mirror exercises every day? Most people that I journey with don't do them until I get them to begin doing them. Usually when we look in the mirror, we look for our flaws. We fix ourselves up the best we can. Okay, is my hair looking cool? All right, oh shit, it's thinning out. It's getting gray. Larry finds all the shit that's wrong. That does not help heal us at all. Looking into the mirror and going, oh, I love you so much. Oh my God. Get another day. You get excited. Now you understand these tools, how they work, how you get to play with them. Oh my God, we get another day. And I know that every day when I create my day and I love on my body and I've forgiven myself and everybody else, that all these amazing things just start showing up in my reality like synchronicity. It's like magic and miracles, but it's not magic and it's not miracles. It's the law of frequency and vibration, because I'm a walking, talking, vibrating magnet. Gee, why didn't they teach you that in the first grade? Huh? Because they don't want you to know. They didn't want you to be unpowered. Okay? I'm just reading the comments if I get distracted here. I'm multitasking. Okay, let me check this out. All right, I also coach high school boys and girls. I'm having a difficult time getting a few of the town runners to practice. Okay. I was the same way. Okay. I was a soccer star. MVP, championship, USA, Canada. I took to it like water when I was 8 years young after my dad died. But I just loved practicing. But when I was forced to practice, I didn't really enjoy it. In fact, I got in trouble for smoking pot when I was in high school. But I ended up winning the Most Valuable Player award that year. I'm not saying this because I'm bragging. I'm admitting that I made a lot of mistakes. What is this teaching me? Okay, so if that triggers you, then look at that. But also, you may go up to people and go, okay, I understand that you may not really want to practice, but, do you want to win? And do you understand this is good for your health? Just don't take it personally. Everybody's got their own journey and their own path. So if you're getting triggered, that's something for you to look at. Again, it comes back to you tracking your frequency. Doesn't matter what anybody's doing out there. If they're pulling you out of love, gratitude, excitement, and playfulness, then they're teaching you something to look at within you. All right, I don't know how to hide this. Okay, there it is. Okay, cool. So, all right. So, are you guys loving on yourself when you're looking in the mirror? Are you programming yourself? I love you. You're amazing. You love on all these animals every day. You love on people connecting all over the world. Yeah. And Larry goes, yeah, but you made some mistakes. Yeah. I'm not perfect, but yet I am. It's interesting. But I'm not perfect from an ego standpoint. The bottom line is, are you getting playful? Can you go, yeah, I might be looking a little older, but you know what? I'm playing with reversing my aging every day. I love on every cell. And I say it every morning when I'm creating my reality. Age reversal, 33. I just happen to pick that year. Or I say optimum. And I say dormant DNA activated. And I'm like, boom. I'm like feeling it. If you're not feeling this stuff, you can say it every day. You can do your affirmations. Money comes to me easily and effortlessly. I paid money for all these programs. None of them worked. Well, I won't say none, but they didn't work until I felt it inside. Like a little kid, excited. You want to manifest stuff, then feel excited about it and see it is already here. If it's meant to show up for you, it will. If it's not, then something better will show up, or maybe something didn't show up because maybe there might have been something bad attached to it or whatever. Don't second guess it. Just be playful and trust. All right? Yeah. Yeah, the school system is a total prison. Yep. And now they're introducing all this horrible, deviant sex stuff on kids. You can see it. The beautiful thing is it's imploding right before our eyes. And this is what it takes. People need to be shocked into waking up, unfortunately. They don't just wake up if you try and tell them. Because that belief system, that tiny little prison, they've been holding on to that for dear life. And they just don't get it yet, that it's a complete prison. So they're going to need to be shocked into it. And I know I just used the word need, but they're going to have to be shocked into it. So even once in a while I catch it, but I can feel the frequency of those words. I'll never, rarely, ever use the word need, try, want, wish, hope, difficult, hard, can't. No way, no how. You can just begin to feel them. They're spell words. Yeah. Yep. Everything comes to me easily and effortlessly, if it's supposed to be for me. And I get playful every day. Yep. It's all coming to the surface in big, big, big reveals on BitChute and Rumble in the last couple days. And now it's all being posted in the comments in Facebook. We're there. We're there. What's going to go down over the next, I've said this before, but it's going down. The next 30 to 90 days, it's here. And don't be worrying about false flags and all this other shit there. No. Don't go into fear. Just don't do it. No way, no how. Yeah. Okay. So anybody have any questions? Anybody have any questions around anything? Okay. So here's a good one. Your agreement with reality defines your life. What is your agreement with reality? Have you ever really looked at it? Or is it kind of just running on automatic? Some people are lucky, some people aren't. Shit happens. What's your agreement with reality? Is life loving on you and supporting you and blessing you in every moment? The more that you open to it and the more that you just simply take time to tune in. I have people create the reality every single day when they go through the 30 days. And by the way, if anybody's ready and you're like, I'm completely ready to shift every single thing in my life, and there's nothing difficult or hard about anything in this course. I get somebody and I journey with them for 30 days straight. I'm in contact with them at least every other day during the first 2 weeks. You watch these PowerPoint trainings that I've created where you will see what the ego does. You'll see the program running and you'll be going, oh my God, everybody's doing that almost and nobody can see it. It'll completely change the way you create and manifest everything. And so it's super, super, super key. So I journey with just 4 people a month. That's not a sales pitch. It's just 4 people because we're in contact almost every day. I can't do it with more people. I put everything into anybody that puts their trust into me. And they become leaders. Even if it's not their goal to go out, they're housewives, they're moms, they're all kinds of people. But they become leaders because they heal and they clear the programs like that. And it becomes crystal clear how to consciously create your reality. It's the most powerful program that I know of. And I put it together because I paid a fortune over the last 25 years to go to all these other programs. And they didn't give me all these 3 simple pieces. And so I've spent over 17 years, now it's about 22 years, putting this together and refining it and refining it and refining it. And it's priceless. So yeah, you're welcome. This is the most powerful stuff. And I had to pump up for this. I was in bed last night. I woke up at 5 in the morning. I voiced my notes, some more notes into my phone. I transferred those into Messenger so I could copy and paste them and put it all together. I mean, I take this stuff seriously, but I do it playfully, But to me, this is the only game in town. Conscious awareness is the only game in town. And so if there's anything that you want to shift in your reality, these are the tools. The bottom line is, are you getting playful and excited every day? And if there's anything that's keeping you from that, then you're being invited to look at that. And for a lot of people, that's their job. Yeah, I got to go to a job 40 to 60 to 80 hours a week, and I can't stand it, but I got a house and a mortgage and kids. And okay, Well, I can tell you right now that I've journeyed with people that I've helped them shift that in a very short amount of time. I'm talking as little as 60 to 90 days. Some people quit their JOB after the first 1 or 2 calls they do with me because they're like, oh my God, I see the program, I see the tools, and I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not going to do it. And then guess what? The universe goes, thank you, we've been waiting for you. Here you go. And it just showers them. Oh my God, Jeff, you'll never guess what happened. All these synchronicities. I talked to a friend and they knew a friend and they were looking for me and I can, do this from home part-time and it pays better than my other JOB. And it's like when you decide, the universe goes, thank you. We've been waiting for you. We've been waiting for you. It's actually you waiting for you and allowing and giving yourself permission to make life be easy, no struggle, no difficulty, allowance. And yeah, there might still be some challenges, but you have the tools to deal with them. For every challenge, the question is for a master, what is this trying to show me or teach me? That's it. That's it. Okay, so this one's tricky. I love this one. Thank you for posting this. I often say I have more than I deserve. Ooh, I would never say that. I have more than I deserve. Wow. So let's break that down. You actually have things that, what this is really saying, maybe not to you, but to your subconscious, which is the one that's running the entire show. So what is this actually saying to the subconscious, friends? I have things that I don't deserve. That's what this is really saying to the subconscious. This is great. I love this. Because, this is some tricky shit. So let's stay with it, okay? This is why tracking the frequency of our thoughts and our words and our beliefs is key. Super key. That's why when my mentor had me write down all my beliefs, that's when my head exploded and I went, oh my God, none of these are even mine. None of my beliefs are mine. None of them. I might have some intuition, but none of my beliefs were mine. None of them. That's when everything began to, need to shift my air conditioner a little bit. It's getting a little warm in here. I'm in Thailand. And it gets freaking hot here every day, which is amazing. Yeah. Okay. So, you get that, Cheryl? So, how do we clear that? It's great to see that it's tricky, but let's go a little bit deeper. Because the waking up in the dream process is catching the trigger, the less than frequency, the judgment, the belief, the trigger. However, noticing it is only the first part. It's great because that's the beginning of mastery. Noticing the frequency, I just got triggered, so I'm going to stop and take a breath. If you don't stop, you're not going to dismantle it, and guess what? It's going to come back. It might come back today, it might come back tomorrow, or it might not come back for months or even a year or 2. So this is why it's super key to begin to track the frequency. So, okay, so I have more than I deserve. That just comes from programming from somebody else's beliefs, our parents, our grandparents, or whatever. But that's a lie. Because you are everything. So there's nothing that you couldn't possibly deserve. All the money in the world, you already are it. All the healing in the world, you already are it. All the love in the world, you already are it. There's nothing that you aren't. So let's go a little bit deeper into what this is actually telling the subconscious, which was, I actually have things that I don't really even deserve. And that could be tied to, well, there's starving kids in Africa that, really deserve this. And, tied to all this old ancient belief systems and shit that we're clearing now. Okay. So part 2 of the process after noticing it is, okay, what is this trying to show me or teach me? Well, it's trying to show me or teach me that I've got a belief somewhere underneath that I'm not deserving. So that's when we use the tools and we go in and we clear that. But just noticing it isn't clearing it. So again, the waking up in the dream process is about three steps, but they're simple when you learn them. All right, so let's check this out. I see people work hard. Yeah, hard is heavy. Hard is 3D. The actual word W-O-R-K is very heavy. J-O-B is very heavy. I eliminate these words from my vocabulary. And anybody that knows me knows that I'll spell them out when I'm taking them through the journey so they can see that I'm not using it. Because if I didn't spell them out, they wouldn't get it. So I do this very carefully, very quickly though, when I take people through the process. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's up. Delete that. So, any other questions? Yeah, delete hard, delete old. Okay, so let's see. Cheryl says, I went from welfare mom and self-made. Okay. Okay, yeah. So I understand. But healing is understanding that I am abundance. And when you have what you're happy with, which the more you realize that you are abundance, you don't need stuff. That's when you start to give it away. That's when you solve all your money issues and everything, because you don't, holding on to money is the subconscious saying there's not enough. I paid for so many money courses. None of them worked. EFT tapping, money comes to me. I paid for the 11 CD set. I did hours and hours. I went to all the seminars, webinars. None of them worked. Why? Because they didn't teach me how to go in and undo the underlying belief. I had to fix it on my own. And I've talked about this in other webinars that I've done, but yeah. I started giving money away. I told the story. I was a bartender, so you know, when you get the bill, you decide, well, what's 10 or 15%? What's a good tip? Was the waitress good? Was the food good? That's all just bullshit. I mean, that comes into play, but when you're talking about what do I give and breaking the old program, which is really fear that there's not enough, I made myself commit to every time I got the bill, which is a spell word, but that's a whole nother story, that I would double or triple whatever it was. Even if the service was shitty, the food was bad, I'd go, okay, it's $100, so 15% of that is $15, so I'm going to give 30 or 40, just to let my mind know that there's more where that came from. And after I did that a few times, it became easy and money just started flowing in my life. But you must be able to catch and identify where that program is if there's not enough and I can only give so much because there's only so much. You must see it and you must challenge it by doing the opposite of it. Because until you do the opposite of it enough times, that story and that spell and that agreement has been running for so long that that's your automatic. And the only way to dismantle an automatic is to identify it and replace it with another automatic. So it might take a little bit of practice sometimes. Yep. Totally. All 3D systems are control and enslavement. All of them. And we're seeing the dissolvement of that very quickly. Hi, Elaine. Great to see you. Yeah, it's happening. So, you know, here's the bottom line, folks. Excitement and gratitude are two of the highest frequencies. When you wake up in the morning, commit to being excited and in gratitude and find everything you can. I drive around on my scooter and I bless all the plants. I love you. I love you. I'm like a little kid. And it's not because I'm so great. It's because, number one, I live in heaven. I'm riding around on a scooter. Thailand is there's purple flowers. There's orchids. They smell amazing. There's plants. I drive by and there's bananas hanging. Bananas and mangoes. They're falling on the ground everywhere. Mother Earth is so abundant. It's insanely amazing. So I drive around and I see purple. I love purple. Then there's orange, green, white orchids. Oh my God, these purple lotus flowers. And I'm just like, I love you. I love you. I love you. Why? because I'm feeling it. And I know that this amplifies and magnetizes my frequency. And there's nothing better than doing that. And then when I drive by and I see all these water buffalo and calves in the field, I'm like, I love you guys. I love you guys. I see birds in the street and wild cats and animals and dogs. I do the wild jungle dogs thing. I love on these things. They're all adding amazement to my dream. They're all here for me. Every single thing is here for me. Fucking love them, except for mosquitoes and gnats. I don't think they're cool. And I think mosquitoes were put here to go around and do weird shit to us. But that's a whole nother story. And, we don't need to go down that road right now. But yeah. So, before I go, I want to say thank you to everybody for all your wonderful energy. Again, I'm going to pop this up. If there's anybody going, man, I'm ready to shift everything in my life, relationships, money, everything. I'm telling you, 30 days doing this will completely shift your life. And yet there's a digital course online that has 4 hours of PowerPoint trainings. But if you really, really want to do it and go on to, maybe share this stuff with other people or coach or whatever, this is it. This is the fastest, most empowering thing that I know of. And I love doing it. And I will give you everything. I mean, most of the people that go through this with me are friends for life. I mean, they're just family because it's how we do it, and we stay in touch forever. So yeah. Philippines is so beautiful. I've been meaning to get over there too. So yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying the book too. And you're excited. I can feel the excitement in your comments, so I appreciate it because that's it. Those are the highest frequencies. So any final questions before we go? 1 hour and 11 minutes. I love it. Yeah, I put out a lot of energy on these. I can feel it. I feel like I'm losing my voice a little bit, but I'm not going to. I'm going to share one other thing here. You may be able to tell that my water is not super clear. One of the greatest things that you'll do for your body is to keep it alkaline. Keep the frequency high in excitement, gratitude, compassion, forgiveness. However, alkalinity, disease cannot come into an alkaline environment. So I alternate every other day between apple cider vinegar in water. I do like a teaspoon. I don't measure it. I just pour it in. I love it. And then I put fresh lime, squeeze, and then, 8 or 12 ounces of water. And then every other day, I do baking soda, but don't get Arm & Hammer. They're evil. They put aluminum in their baking soda. What's up, Procter & Gamble? So uncool. That's intentional. This will be your downfall. Okay, so baking soda every other day, or you could do it every day, whatever. I just flip-flop between the two of them because I love them both. So baking soda without aluminum, and then lemon or lime in water. It alkalines your body. So great. And then the other thing I take, which is super simple and super cheap, is zinc. This whole bottle is like, I don't know what, $4 or $5, lasts a month. So really simple stuff. I'm into simple. You can go down the rabbit hole. I'm vegetarian now, mostly. Once in a while, I'll eat a little bit of fish. But most of my life I ate chicken and, I lived in my recording studio. I've eaten more fast food than anybody alive. And luckily I'm super healthy and, I stopped doing that stuff. But, I'm not judging anybody that does anything, but I'm just saying I'm all about simple. If it's difficult, I'm not really about it. But simple. The tools in the book, super simple. The tools in the course, super simple. 3 different parts. Baking soda, water, and lemon and lime, super simple. Apple cider vinegar, lemon or lime in water, super simple. Waking up every morning and the first thing I do, consciously loving on every one of my cells, super simple. Consciously creating and envisioning my reality as everything I desire already here now, with the excitement of a little child, super simple. Dismantling my belief system. Super simple. This stuff's really simple. They just didn't want you to know about it. Oh, cool. All right. I actually have a bag of Himalayan salt, and I haven't really done anything with it. Okay, cool. Thank you, James. I bought it to like drink, but it's actually sitting on top of my refrigerator, and I really haven't worked it in with my other little things I do here, but thank you for that. Cool. Okay, any other questions before we go? Any clarification on creating your reality? Any clarification on doing the inner healing? Any clarification on forgiving everyone and thanking them? Everyone, including those that you think are unforgivable. Because if you think anybody's unforgivable, guess who's holding the poison? You. I can't say it any easier. Come on, people. It's 2022. You came here to remember. You came here to remember. You cannot hold judgment, resentment, anger, lack of forgiveness, and move into 5D. You can't do it. Those energies don't exist. Yes, we're all going up and down as we're, practicing this. Yes, Jim, you can. My YouTube channel is youtube.com/Portal to Awakening, just like my website, Portal to Awakening. And there's hundreds of hours, or at least over 100 hours of these videos, and I go over and over and over the tools. So thank you for asking. Let me see if I can post it in here. I don't really want to stop, but I'm multitasking here a lot. But I think okay, there it is, yeah. I think these comments will go away when I end this. I'm not sure. I download this and I upload it to my YouTube channel once we're done, so my YouTube crowd can find it, and then I send it out in emails sometimes. But I think all these comments go away. So write that down or bookmark it or whatever. Thank you, Marie. I love you. You're so helpful. Okay, so does anybody have any comments? Has anybody been sitting back in the back going, because I used to do this with my teacher, Don Miguel Ruiz. We would have 3-day dreaming weekends every month, and I had to commit to 1 year at a time. And if I wanted to be part of the program. And at that time, I was living in my studio. This is 2001 in San Diego. And I didn't even know if I'd have the money for next month's rent, but I had to commit to paying $333 a month to be part of this group. And I remember going to a lot of the 3-day dreaming weekends, and my stuff would be coming up, especially back in 2001. Fuck, I was a triggerholic. I was a judgeaholic. I had all these wounds and programs running. But I was there with Miguel, world famous Don Miguel Ruiz, author of the 4 Agreements, Mastery of Love, Beyond Fear, and so I'm sitting there and my stuff would come up, but I was kind of afraid to ask the question because, I didn't want to feel stupid or whatever. So I can tell you that every time I asked a question, I got freed because I got my answer immediately, and I left that 3-day weekend so high and feeling great. So if any of those of you have a question, but you're feeling that you might be judged or whatever, no, I'm going to high five you and love on you. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So thank you for bringing this up. This was a mantra that changed my monetary income and frequency. So thank you for reminding me of this. This is a mantra that I adopted, and it's every penny that I spend or give away has already been returned to me. Everything I spend or give away or donate has already been returned to me because I'm really just giving to myself. It's really that simple. And you may get tested on that. Next time you go to leave a tip, or you go to, see something you want to purchase for yourself, and the old program tells you, well, you better hold off on that because you only have so much money. No, you bust only having so much money by going, I have all I need at all times. And the only way I can bust that program is by, if I see something and I desire it, I buy it. I'm not saying, go buy a house tomorrow and commit to a 30-year mortgage if you don't know where that's coming from, because really you don't own anything. I wanted to own a house and put my recording studio in it, and I still may do that. I don't know. Right now I'm renting a brand new house that's only $300 a month. I'm telling you, Thailand is like incredible. It's 6 to 10 times cheaper than living in any other country that I know of. And the energy here is just love. I'm not talking about Bangkok. That's kind of more like New York City. But yeah, I fell into it. My recording studio flooded. I met a girl on Facebook. We thought we were soulmates. We Skyped for 5 months, and then I jumped and came to Thailand with only $650 to my name. I would have never done that in a million years unless I was blinded by love. So that got me over here. And then my relationship fell apart within 30 days, and I was all alone, all by myself, without a studio, nowhere to live, no income, nothing. It was all perfectly removed. And I saw it, though. I had the awareness to see it. And that's when I was like, there's no way I'm going back to California. I don't have a studio for the first time in 30. It was all perfectly set up. It's perfectly set up. But I had all the notes for what became Waking Up in the Dream. It was all perfect. I was forced into finishing the book. I got a job in the meantime coaching with a group, coaching men out of the UK. And I learned some things doing that, just like I do from everything. So I'm grateful. And then that perfectly dissolved when they didn't want to pay me anywhere near what I was worth. And so I created Waking Up in the Dream. And so follow your intuition. Follow your intuition. There's signs and messages that are coming to you, but the old program will go, well, I couldn't do that. Well, I have to keep my job because I got a house and a mortgage and kids. It's all bullshit. If you give in to the old less than program, you are selling yourself short, and that's all I can tell you. I'm not saying that whatever you're doing is wrong or bullshit. I'm saying if there's something else you've always wanted to do, but you're not doing it because you're locked into the 3D 9 to 5, seriously look at that. Seriously look at that. And if you need assistance, come do this journey. I'm telling you. You do this journey, money and manifestation and healing will never be a problem ever again, ever. And we're getting ready to roll into the time when a lot of people are going to need these tools, and they're going to need a lot of compassion, and they're going to need a lot of assistance. And if you're watching this and this is resonating with you, or you're watching the replay, you're here for that reason. You came here for this. It wasn't a mistake. So I honor you. I'm sending you big, big love. I guess I'm done. It's 1 hour and 22 minutes. Again, thank you all for coming on here and commenting and hanging on here this long and being part of this. Oh, let's blast the planet with love, and let's do a little flute. Okay, I'm going to address this before I go. All right. Whenever I start moving forward towards my dreams, goals, things get taken away, sometimes violently. Okay. So, I don't disagree with that because that's your reality. So, what's the belief that's keeping that in place? Because I've lost things before. I've had things violently happen to me, but I don't believe that whenever I start moving towards my goals, that shit happens. No way, no how. So I'm not singling you out. I'm actually honoring you for putting your comment in here because everybody can learn from it, okay? But there's a belief in place from what I'm reading because of the word whenever I start moving forward. That's a belief that your subconscious is agreeing to because you just wrote it down. It's all right here, which is great because this is your opportunity to bust through this, okay? Whenever I start moving, whenever, not just this one time, your subconscious has been trained because you're saying it right now. Whenever, which means at any time when I'm moving forward towards my dreams or goals, bad shit happens, sometimes violently. It's crystal clear. Here's the wound to go in and heal. Where does that belief come from? I don't know right now. But if you want to come and do 30 days, I guarantee we'll heal that, clear that, all that stuff. It's up to you. Up to you. But thank you for sharing that, because this shows exactly what happens to us when we get wounded during childhood or we have a trauma. This is what happens if it doesn't get healed. And these are the tools to heal it. So thank you for bringing this up, because this is huge. And somebody else on this call, the 12 people that are here, or whoever watches the replay, is going to see this, and they're going to be able to take something away from this. No pun intended. Things get taken away. There's a subconscious belief here that is allowing this to continue. And as soon as you go in and you clear that, it'll stop like that, like magic. But it's not magic. It's called healing old wounds and beliefs. And then thanking them for teaching us. And then the beautiful thing is, Lynn, then you go on to share this with other people that may be experiencing the same wound or belief or, violent shit that they're attracting. Because it's not random. It's happening because we are magnetic beings. So we're attracting that stuff. There's only one thing to do. Heal that. Ask, what is it trying to show you? Or what is it showing you? And go in and clear it. And again, if you need assistance, you know how to get a hold of me or somebody else. There's a lot of people out there that, know how to do this. But I do it fast. Okay. All right. So any other questions? I guess we're done. Oh, all right. So yeah. So let's blast every cell of our body and then the planet with love. And then we can call it complete. So I'm going to attempt, I don't know if you'll hear this, but I'm going to attempt to put a little bit of reverb on my flute here. So to set it up, thank you, Heather. To set it up, what we're going to do, first off, let's tune into us, meaning every one of these cells that's unconditionally been loving on us in every moment since we've been in the womb, past lifetimes, energy, frequency, and really, 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 and I love to put my hands on my body. Why? Because they can feel it. Why does it feel so good when somebody gives you a hug or a kiss or, because we're feeling, we have these incredible bodies that can feel everything. It's the most incredible vehicle ever. It really is. I intend that you tune into that on a deeper level and begin to be in awe of that. So we're going to love on every cell. Then what we're going to do is we're going to send it out to the whole planet, every animal, every plant, every bit of energy, every breath, every molecule, every single thing. And we're going to see every single thing enveloped in love. The entire universe enveloped in love and purple, violet, healing light. I love purple. And anybody that's doing anything wrong, we're going to see them as healed. Because apparently they're perfectly playing their role. So here we go. All right, ready? Deep breaths, slow breaths, smile. Are you feeling it deeply? So let's see it blasting out to the whole planet, enveloping everything and everyone. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for your love. Thank you for everyone that shares this with anybody that could benefit, anybody that might be having a difficult time right now or feeling alone. I'm telling you, stuff is happening so incredible right now. All the bad people are being removed. Most of them have been removed. There's a movie playing out to wake people up. And yes, a lot of people are going to have to be shocked. But otherwise, they wouldn't wake up. And some may not wake up, and they may choose to leave. But you're here for this. The party's getting started. Trust in that. Set your intention every morning. Consciously create your reality. And also, the tools in the book, I invite people to set alarms on their phone to go off every hour, even if you don't catch every one. And when that alarm goes off at 11:33, 12:44, 1:22, whatever, I like to play with numbers. Redo the morning gratitude and envision everything that you're magnetizing towards you. See the planet is healed and beyond. Redo that as many times a day as you can and observe what happens. We're doing this together and we're rocking it. So big, 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 big love to everybody. And I'll be back on Thursday, same time. Big, big love.